Patch 48, Update 48, Deep Space Nine Part 3, whatever you want to call it, we will forever remember this as the one where we got the Defiant. Comment time. Thinking back to the first time you laid eyes on the Defiant in Star Trek Fleet Command, what was the first thing that you felt? Drop that down below, we'd love to read it. Do you know what I felt? Pure and utter stress. You don't know why? Two main reasons, the first of which is somebody leaked this early. I'm really upset about the fact that for some reason somebody thought it would be a good day to ruin Christmas by telling everybody what they were going to get, especially when the 3 to 4 months leading up to it were pretty awful. So knowing ahead of time that this was coming into the game, because I didn't expect it at all, being completely honest here, I thought that we would see this next month at the conclusion of the arc, and here it is. So it totally ruined the surprise for me. Very upset about that. I want to call attention to a fellow content creator real quickly. His name is Admiral Pegasus. He knew for a fact that the Defiant was coming. He had the leak on his Discord server. He deleted it like he should have done. He is an upstanding person with high integrity and character, and I really want you guys to go support that because he helped to squash this as best as we could. It ruined it for me, but I'm glad that a lot of people in the community did not have the surprise ruined from them, because what would it really benefit you to know 3 days ahead of time that the Defiant was coming? Like, how would that change your playstyle to know that this is coming now versus, you know, now? So it was really poor taste to me. I hate it. I hope it never happens again. Whoever you are, we will find you. I don't know what we'll do because I'm not going to threaten people over the internet, but please don't do it again. Okay, so the other reason that the Defiant totally stresses me out is because I'm not buying it. Not that I don't want to buy it. This channel is on a budget. We budgeted $20 for the Battle Pass this month, and we spent the rest on things to support this channel, quite frankly. The Defiant, as far as I see it, is a must-have ship for a lot of reasons, and not from the usual fear of missing out level of trying to get us to spend money on a new ship. It's a really incredible ship. It helps my favorite loop in the game right now, the 𝘂𝗁 faction, those 𝗂𝗵𝗁𝗁 armadas, all that stuff. I love it. I can't get enough of it. This will help me do that way better, except I can't get it. Don't get me wrong. If somebody offered to get it for me, I wouldn't turn them down at this point. I love that. It looks great. It's going to help tremendously. If you are able to go ahead and pick it up, I probably would do it. At this point in time, you've probably seen and heard all sorts of stuff about the Defiant. All of it's probably true. It's the best ship ever. It's going to do your taxes for you, all sorts of cool stuff. So we're not going to get into that too much here. We're going to whine about the fact that it's going to take me 1 or 2 weeks to get to the point that I can even start getting the blueprints out of the 𝘂𝗁 store. And then if I can get to the point that I can do that, I have to spend credits every single day on a 22-hour cooldown to get 100 blueprints. It's going to take me 100 days to do it. So just over 3 months before I can finally have access to this really awesome ship. So what's cool is there is a way to get it free to play, just like there was for other things like the Vidar, the Stella, things like that. Speaking of the Stella, this can very closely be associated with like a Stella Cerritos hybrid type situation. And I'm wondering, I don't know for a fact, that if you are one of the people who went ahead and spent the money to go ahead and buy this ship, let us know down below if you can still see the blueprints in the store there. The reason we say that is that the Stella, if you went ahead and purchased that Stella from the store, then they were just like, no, you can't have blueprints anymore in the faction store to go ahead and pick them up. So a lot of people that are forward thinking would go ahead and get that first Stella free to play because it only took like 22 days or something like that to go ahead and pick it up. And then if you really wanted 2 Stellas, you could buy it. There's a lot of reasons to have 2 Stellas, so check out the video up here in the corner on how to get 2 Stellas and why you should do so. But we're not entirely certain if the Defiant will follow that same path there. I don't know if there's a reason to have 2 Defiants, but it couldn't really hurt. It would be nice to know if you could get them if you wanted them. And yeah, I honestly didn't expect the Defiant to be here this month. I expected it next month. So it would have been a complete and utter surprise to me to log into the game. Now it's not this morning, yesterday morning, to see the Defiant. And it would have been really cool. It was ruined for me. So leaks suck. Please don't support leaks. If you see that, then squash that stuff. We don't do that here. Like this video if you've not done so already. It really helps the channel. If you're still here, just type still here in the comments below. It lets us know how we're doing as well. Speaking of things we didn't expect this month, not only did we get the Defiant, but we also got the Explorer Strike Team. Last month we got the Interceptor Strike Team. We got the Battleship Strike Team way before that. Wasn't expecting to get an Explorer Strike Team this month either. So if you were one of those people, like I was, that was whining about the fact that you couldn't get the Interceptor Strike Team last month, well, problem solved. The counter to that is here now, so you can whine about the fact that you can't get your hands on them either. Good news is that it still looks like the Battleship Strike Team if you were lucky enough to get your hands on it, or if you just really hate yourself and spend a lot of time in incursions so you can go get those officers, you know, really slowly over the course of like 11 years, then you have the best strike team, in my opinion, available right now. Just load up those battleships with those officers and you'll pretty much do the best that you could possibly do. I don't know for a fact, this is just my opinion, but it doesn't look like this other strike team that we have out there is really going to be amazing, which kudos to 𝘂𝗶𝘁, because for the longest time explorers were king in PvP and really a lot of things in the game, and it looks like that's not the case anymore. So go battleships. All right, we're going to blaze through the rest of the good, bad, and ugly from this update from our own perspective. So buckle up and here we go. TNG Part 4 will be coming. We will update our holodeck mission analysis tool as quickly as we can. If you purchase that through the holodeck, please take a screenshot of the mission that it unlocks, shoot that to us on our Discord channel so that we can go ahead and update that thing. There are 2 new primes that were added this month, and just looking at them right now, they both look like they're worth the money if you can go ahead and afford to pick them up. We'll know by the time that this video goes live because we're going to check in on that swarm refinery and make certain that it affects your tokens. It really better. If it doesn't affect those tokens, then I'm a liar. Don't get that thing. It's horrible. Stay away from it. But it should affect your tokens. If so, 5 times the amount of resources out of your daily refines in the swarm refinery. It's huge. That's raid insurance. If you suck at shielding and you really hate the anxiety that you feel not knowing if you were shielded or not, being able to pick up 5 times the amount of tokens for the same price every single day is really going to help you get back on your feet if you get raided a bunch. There's no way people can take those from you, so it's a big deal if you can go ahead and pick that thing up. There's really not a reason not to. There is a new plus 150% damage to the Dominion hostiles that you can pick up in the Bajoran faction store. It's a new favor in there for only 600 credits, so like go right now if you haven't got it and pick that thing up. They've reduced the warp range requirements to get out to some of those further reaching Dominion systems, which is great for higher operations players and thus do the rest of us, because if you play the game long enough, you'll get to a higher operations level. My battle logs are finally fixed. Hooray for that. I can also quickly navigate my logs, so double hooray for that. However, you guys broke my discovery. I can't yank my ships back like I always do on my discoveries in the dock. That's like my go-to move. Like, ask anybody on server 63. I'll go out there, I'll go do the stuff, people will close in on me, I'll click the discovery, I'll yank it away. And they'll be like, I didn't know that you could cloak that ship. And I'm like, haha, I yanked it back and you guys broke it. So fix that, please. So all in all, we have a lot to love here. There's a lot of really great content here in the month of November 2022. I don't know why you'd be watching this like way later, but just in case that wasn't obvious, this is November 2022 that this came out. So now to the Star Trek Fleet Command team, please do not screw this up. Like, all you have to do is not the stuff that you did the past several months. Make sure that the events are pretty good. They don't have to be great. Make sure that our communication is on point, that you're not doing anything completely crazy. The delivery for all this stuff really needs to be just on point. Like, don't don't drop the ball this month and everything will turn out great. This could be the best month just in the history of Star Trek Fleet Command. Just don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. Now, if you made it this far into the video and you haven't subscribed yet, like, what else do we have to do? Go click that button and subscribe for us. Go check out Admiral Pegasus' channel next. 𝗂𝗶𝘁. Go check out his channel next. Tell him that Dan sent you down in the comments. Leave him a like. Subscribers are like hugs for us, so go hug him as well by subscribing to his channel. That's all I got for this one. Choose to live, and we'll see you again soon.